What's going on? Welcome back to Trading Stocks. Today is March the 26th. I want to give you a quick pre-market update, go over what big money is doing, and some of the key highlights that you need to be aware of for today. Before I get into any of that though, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with data points, you do have durable goods coming out in roughly 45 minutes. Aside from that, couple of Fed speakers, but nothing that will really move the market significantly. During power hour today, anticipate a lot of volatility as GDP last minute jitters associated to that. So you again could be a little bit more on the negative downside. Same I anticipate to happen for PCE. But aside from that though, Dow is up 0.19, S&P it is down slightly 0.02, and NASDAQ is up slightly 0.02. Most of the overnight it was negative, so I think there's just a lot of uncertainty in the broader market, a lot more analysts starting to spread FUD, but at the same time I think some companies did have some pretty kick-ass earnings, and they might be potentially really having today as a good momentum day, if that kind of makes sense. So with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi is flat this morning, so no real change for them currently. No news, no SEC filings associated to that. 12.95% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 139.46 million shares overall are being shorted. Yesterday, NASDAQ did update and provide a report. So as of March the 14th, there is 138.77 million shares that were shorted. Works out to be 12.88%, a increase of 5.22, meaning from February the 28th to March the 14th, shorts increased a additional roughly around 7 million shares more than what we previously thought. So kind of interesting. Keep in mind during that time period, that's where it did have that low close to that $10-11 range. So yeah, SoFi was getting hit a little bit more than anticipated. Today though, with it flat at 13.54, trading right now between this S1 and S2, so 1272 is going to be the strong support. I don't see that being touched today whatsoever, regardless of however negativity comes out. Flip side, 1359 is going to be the next strong target / resistance, and like I've stated, I do feel by the end of this week it will be moving towards this $15 mark. So just watch for 1359, at least in the short term for today, to be the next strong target / resistance. Moving on, tickers TNON is down 22.67% because of this news right here. So they did announce the pricing of their 2.5 million registered direct offering, and it turns out it is at, if I understood this correctly, it looks like it's different stages, but roughly around $2.50 right here. And so yeah, interesting stuff. So I don't know why they do that much of a discount. So $2.50. So with it right now at $2.90, it most likely throughout the trading day will gravitate towards that. This is heavily shorted, so with that new found information, shorts will most likely double down just to get it back to that 250 mark. But $28.40 or $28.42 is that percentage of the free float being shorted. Works out to be 885,000 shares. It is rather unfortunate because one of the stocks I'm going to be talking on is really going to fuel a lot of squeeze plays. This in theory is a little bit of a squeeze play, what the market likes to push higher because it's heavily shorted and a low float. But unfortunately with this news, it might be the dagger for today. So like I said, most likely it's just going to gravitate towards that 250. But aside from that though, if you're looking for support and resistance points with that 283, trading between this pivot and this S1. So 655 is going to be the next strong target, which yesterday was 585. So if you're looking for a little bit of a rebound and anticipate that, then just kind of keep that in mind. 655. Moving on, tickers MLGO. This one has been very hot recently. Over the last 5 days, up 251%, hitting a high yesterday of $19.69. So low end of $9, high end of $19.69. This one I did actually put out a buy signal under my Patreon for, saying that you could easily make a 2x yesterday. Lo and behold, that's pretty much, actually you could have made a little bit more than that, but still nonetheless, this stock is gaining a lot of good traction, up 21.12%. But what makes this stock very interesting is that it is essentially a pure squeeze play. And what I mean by that is typically whenever a kind of stock is getting shorted, shorts can always hedge with options. This stock doesn't have any options, as you can kind of see right here. So anyone shorting this stock, you are virtually naked. And with this stock going up as fast as it is, definitely you are going to see some squeezes. But short's been really doubling down. 31.8% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 3.11 million shares. So things could get very interesting today. And in the past, this has ran up considerably. And normally it's gone down, but this time it's different. It's actually staying up there for the most part. So like I said, I think things might get very, very real very fast. So with it right now at 14.23, it is trading between this R3 and this R2. 12.21 is going to be a strong support. 16.26 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. Of course, any squeeze stock, take all of this with a grain of salt, because it just will go up very fast, and vice versa, down very fast. GameStop, it is up 16.42% pre-market. What's really fueling it is because they stated about Bitcoin being a kind of treasury reserve, and with them having $4+ billion in cash and cash equivalents, it's, yeah, this is kind of the squeeze play that most likely is going to fuel the rest of the broader market. So a lot of the other stocks that I kind of mentioned that is heavily shorted, moving higher, it is going to fuel MicroAlgo. If this stock didn't have negative news, it would have fueled this as well. So a lot of people will be paying attention to GameStop. At the same time, you'll probably have shorts increasing a little bit, but 6.97% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 28.49 million shares. Of course, I know a lot of individuals are under the assumption that GameStop does have a lot of naked shorting, so this does not represent any naked shorting, of course. So just take that with a grain of salt, of course, overall. But with it at $29.50, it is trading between these 2 points. So it's R3 and this R2. 29.12 is going to be a strong support. 31.09 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. And then last but not least, Chewy did have their earnings, not as good as GameStop, of course, but it is up 5.62%. Shorts already are returning though, 943,000 shares. 6.97% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 11.15 million shares overall being shorted. If you're looking at trading it with a 35 and change, trading between this pivot and this S1, 34.55 is going to be a strong support. 36.65 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Is there any other stocks that is kind of floating your boat? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolutely on point and bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.